You're listening to Counterclockwise, where we decide the best of unimportant categories. How are you over there, sir?
That's more like it. I feel back in my natural element.
Back to normal?
Yeah.
Back in our safe space, our comfort zone?
I'm feeling okay. I mean, I'm a little down. You knew this, but I had to drive to Chicago this past weekend.
Uh-huh.
Reason being, one of my best friends, Ash, went back home.
Yep.
But let me tell you, being a first-time Chicago driver, I wanted to just drive off the road.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not much for city driving, period.
It wasn't terrible, but I don't know where in Chicago we were, but we were making good time, and we hit a standstill for like 20 minutes of like going 20 miles an hour.
Yeah. That's what, O'Hare he's flying out of?
That's where he flew out of, yeah.
I'm not sure where in Chicago that is. You were at least in the south side at some point because you drove by the White Sox stadium.
Well, so it's funny because we're going there in June, July, whatever. And our big thing was we're going to make sure we stay in the north side, closer to Wrigley than where the White Sox play. Well, we get to the Airbnb, and we're pulling down this very shady alley, and I'm like, red flag here. I'm not sure this is a great place. Well, we go to get in, and they've got some high-tech security touchscreen thing code to get in the door. Uh-huh. Well, it wasn't working. And so one of the co-owners came by, let us in, blah, blah, blah. So we start decompressing from the trip, and all of a sudden that guy shows up, and he's like, hey, we don't have you booked until tomorrow. And we're like, what? We're like 200, 300 miles away from home.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's not a good... Because you were only there one night, right?
Right.
So
what?
They just had the wrong day?
Yeah. When he booked the Airbnb, he got a lot of stress going on. I felt bad for him. A lot of stress going on, a lot of shit to take care of. Something like that's kind of easy to overlook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's fine. Let's go get dinner. We'll figure it out then. It's not a big deal. Internally, I'm like, let's get the fuck out of this. Because we were south of the airport, so we were in the south side.
Yeah.
And he found another place, stayed. But like, I think my favorite part from this first Airbnb we went to, we're driving down the alley, and there's this creepy old guy just standing there, like staring us down. Okay. I told the crew that was with me, that guy looked like in every 80s horror movie, the guy that's telling the kids to go home. I was waiting for him.
Doomed.
Doomed. I was waiting for us to get out of the car and him to just yell across the alley, "You're all dead." Because the first thing I see when I pull into the lot or the space, I look at the car next to me. It's got a lock on their steering wheel, one of those high-tech steering wheel locks. Just lock. I'm like, am I going to have a car in the morning? Or is my car going to be on cinder blocks? I'm like, let's get...
That's funny. I didn't think people use those anymore.
Yeah, so... Oh, no, it was a good trip. I had several breakdowns from... Yeah. You know, the days leading up and the day of him, because I don't know when we're going to see each other.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a while.
And I've already started my passport paperwork, and it's going to come as a shock to you because of my fear of flying, but I'm dead set on making a trip to go see him.
Over the ocean.
Over the ocean. It's a 27-hour flight.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a one-wayer, is it?
That's why he went to Chicago, because it's one flight to Ethiopia to Malawi.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not like he died, you know. It's like, you know, so, but it's still like, I don't know. Yeah. It's a bummer, man.
It's going to be a while. Well, anyway, is he a baseball fan? We can give him this podcast.
He's a cricket fan, so it's like,
it's close.
European baseball.
Yeah. It pretty much is like kind of split down the. Well, it's all the former British colonies that still do cricket. But anyway, such a transition. Anyway,
we're so good at those.
Yeah, the strong side platoon bat across the table from me is my favorite right fielder, Brandon Wise. I'm Tyler Wise, and up next, this guy threw at his own kid at a father-son game. Ultimate Showdown Baseball Edition coming up in about 23 seconds.
Are you ready?
You are looking live.
They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson.
Piece of you. I want the whole thing.
Are you kidding? What a despicable act that was. No! Oh, my God. Right through the glass window of the barbershop. So this escalated after it de-escalated.
Ding, ding.
So a couple weeks ago, when I was working at the bar, it was kind of a normal night, and right towards closing time, right around 2:00, our bouncer, she is trying to get everybody up at the front, right? Time to go, get the front, cash out, whatever. Well, a group of Heidelberg, I think either members of the football team or basketball team.
Yeah.
And we normally get TU students, so having Heidelberg students in there is already weird. I know that sounds weird to say, but it's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but
It is kind of weird.
but anyway, so she's trying to get everybody up to the front. Well, almost in unison, I guess. I didn't hear the story, or I heard the story. I didn't hear what happened. I didn't see it. But apparently most of the Heidelberg people made some disparaging, not so nice comments about our bouncer. Like really hurtful stuff. So, of course, naturally she's upset. Well, a group of regulars heard that and immediately it's time to fight. It's brawling time. Like, they stood up and they were, like, immediately standing up for her, and, like, this fight was forming.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, guys, get the fuck out. Just do it outside. I don't care what you do outside. Play in traffic. I don't care. Like,
Just block the street as long as you're outside.
Just don't do it inside the bar. I don't care. So they all go outside, and I'm starting to do my end of night stuff. And then I happen to look. I'm looking out because
Also, if you see a black sedan out there, just steer clear of that one. Everything else is free game.
has black rims.
Yeah, that one specifically.
No, but I go to the window and I'm just like checking it out just to make sure everything's actually okay. Well, there are teams forming. Slowly, there are teams forming.
Like within the groups, or
Yeah, people are walking outside and joining a team.
these are new people that weren't part of the ruckus initially.
I mean,
These are new recruits to the teams.
I mean, Heidelberg's team mainly stayed the same.
Okay.
But it was mainly like
all the regulars are like, hey,
it was Team Heidelberg versus Team Regular. Okay? And people were out going outside joining Team Regular. Okay? I swear to God, this was like a Survivor Series War Games match about to happen.
Oh my God.
And by the way, there's a noticeable 5-foot space in between. Nobody's holding them back either. And they're screaming from 5 feet apart. Like, they're not in each other's face. They're 5 feet apart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're about to charge each other like Civil War style. So I look at one of the other bartenders. I look at Nikki, and I'm like, hey, call the cops right now.
Yeah, no.
This is about to be bad. I'm like, call now.
It was like the Sandlot, where you have like
I
the
know.
ragtag group of
I know.
Average Joes, or like dodgeball. This is like the average
It
Joe's
really
gym.
was. Honestly, Sandlot
versus the team of athletes.
Other than wrestling, of course, because wrestling's always on my mind.
Yeah.
Sandlot first came to my mind too. So she's on the phone with the cops. So I go out there and I'm like, cops are on their way. They'll be here in 5 seconds. They're right down the road. They're going to be here in a minute. And I'm like, I don't care about your small dick measuring contest. Go home. Go home. And they kept screaming, and then they went. So that de-escalated. Heidelberg's across the street still talking shit. And it's like, okay, whatever, fake tough guys. Now you can talk your shit, right? But after that, there was a fight within the Team Regular group. Okay?
Okay.
And the guy that was like getting into it the most was like just screaming at anybody. And then there were these set of twins, like female twins, screaming at that guy. And they were screaming back. And that guy was like, I don't know. I was very afraid something was going to happen. And they were going after him. So I go and I'm trying to hold two feisty ass twins to the point where I'm like, what the hell? What am I doing? What am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
And the fact that fight de-escalated and then they started to turn on each other. like Team Bears Den regular decided they were going to have their own internal showdown.
Yeah, this is like the Cold War after World War II.
Right.
It's like, we're buddies with Russia for now. Till that war's over.
It was like
I'm coming for you.
It was like a can they coexist match. But they couldn't. They couldn't coexist. They could unite for the greater good, but within themselves, they hate each other.
Oh my god! Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, that was that weekend. That was my weekend. That was fun.
Jeez.
That was fun.
Yeah,
So-
that is a. Do you think the guy that was fighting the twins? Do you think he was just like, man, am I that drunk that I'm just seeing double? What's happening?
Yes.
Is that why he was so pissed?
Yes. Honestly, I was just afraid of him actually taking a swing, and so I was like, I got to try to step in. I would rather him take a swing and accidentally hit me than them. You know what I mean? Because the guy he's a big dude. He's a tall dude, and they weren't.
It'd be pretty shitty if he was taking a swing over a shouting match.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got an Ultimate Showdown here for you.
In honor of the best time of the year.
Yeah, the best time of the year, the greatest season. We have winter. We had winter. Winter's now over. It's now baseball season.
Are we sure it's still not winter?
Oh well,
It's
yeah,
like
I don't
4
know.
degrees
We
outside.
had the home opener was today, and Cleveland's bats weren't the only things that were frozen.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, like 34 degrees today in Cleveland? I think it was slightly warmer here. It's like 40.
Yeah.
But
Back in
that's
my day
crazy.
when I was platooning in right field, those days sucked. Playing in the cold
Yeah.
sucked so
yeah, high school
bad.
because the season starts early too,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Doesn't it start in like March?
It might, yeah,
I
either
thought it
late
started
March
in,
or
like-
early April.
Yeah. So I remember you had those games where you would play in Toledo. Like the one was like the old Mud Hen Stadium, and then you got to actually play in Fifth Third Field the one
Ned
game.
Skeleton Stadium.
Ned Skelton, yeah. Skelton.
Skeleton, yeah, not skeleton.
Skelton. That's a heck of a name. Wait, was it Skelton? Now I'm thinking of Red Skelton, like the old comedian. Is it Skeldon or Ned Skelton? It's Skeld something.
Let me fire up the Google. Ned Skeldon.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Ned Skeldon with a D.
Yeah. It's set to be torn down this fall.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, it was already in.
It was in
Kinda
bad shape
rough
when we
shape.
played in it.
Yeah, and that was what 15 years ago. No, more than that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Almost 20 years ago. Well, yeah, almost.
Yeah,
Almost
probably pretty close to 20. Wow, because you graduated what 08?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that probably would have been
We played there, I think,
like 06, 07,
yeah,
somewhere around
like my junior year, I think. So
there. Yeah, because it was your senior year. You played at Fifth Third.
well, we played
Field,
at
right?
Fifth Third Field like 3 years.
Oh, so that had to be earlier.
Well,
than that, then.
I remember we were there. I only played in the one game, but everybody traveled.
Oh, okay. So that would have been like when you were on varsity, or
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah.
I got you. Anyway, baseball season. You know, on my way here to record last time, I almost brought this up, and then we had other topics to talk about. But I saw a guy driving past me. He had the eye black on, and he had like he did. I assume they had like practice or something, and he just had the eye black on for that or something. I don't know. Or maybe he's like headed to the game,
Straight
but like he was heading the wrong way. So I don't know where because it would have been.
If you
It would have been at like 6:30 at night. I don't think a game would have been over by then, right? Baseball games would start at like 4.
let me just say, if you're wearing eye black for practice, straight to the bench. Straight to the bench.
But I thought of you because he had the eye black and then it was like streaked
Like a teardrop,
down.
yeah.
Yeah. His was like kind of off to the side. It was like the outside of his eyes and
Yeah.
streaked down. Yours was like down the middle, wasn't it?
Yeah, it started in
Kinda
like a
out.
normal, and then it went down, kind of like I was putting war paint on.
Yeah, like you just smeared it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. His was kind of like that, and I thought of you. I was wondering like how you came up with that because I know that was kind of your thing that you started doing. Did you just like accidentally do it one day and you're like,
Well,
yeah, let's
it
see
kind
how
of
this
started
goes.
as, the regular eye black, just the one line under the
Yeah.
eye, right? And then I think it was a total accident when one day I was like, I was putting it on before a game, and like I went to rub my, I forgot it was there, and I had an itch,
yeah.
and I went and I like scratch my face or whatever, and it smeared right there on the.
Oh yeah, just kind of.
So I had,
like a wing. Almost.
Yeah, I had kind of like a little mini wing, and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And so then I would just start to like bring it down more, work it down more and more to the, and then to damn near down to my chin at that point. But I look at my old pictures and I'm like, that looks so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that was so dumb.
Yeah. You got like emo Ultimate Warrior going on.
Can you imagine emo Ultimate Warrior? Instead of sprinting to the ring, he just walks really slow with his head down.
He's got his hood up.
Yeah. Still beats Hulk Hogan for the title.
Yeah. All that hair dyed black with like one purple streak.
I was going to say one green streak or something. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you got some dark matches you want to get through?
Yeah. So in my first dark match, I've got former Yankee, Red Sox, third baseman Wade Boggs, legend, Stash, the Chicken Man, whatever, versus Boggs from Shawshank Redemption.
Naturally.
I have Wade Boggs taking that.
I would say so.
Chicken Man's taking that all day.
Yeah. If Boggs doesn't have the sisters with him,
right?
He's kind of he's not going to handle himself.
This is what next one. This is so dumb. I have the Tampa Bay Rays, the entire team.
It's funny. I have a lot of the entire team, too.
All right. So I have the entire team of the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Stingray that killed Steve Irwin.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Obviously, I have the Tampa Bay Rays winning for taking our precious Steve Irwin from us.
In a payback match. This one's for Steve.
Absolutely bludgeoned to death.
And they're managed by Bindi.
Oh my god. That was a dark match, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next one I've got. This is a Battle of the Dickheads triple threat.
Okay.
We have Clu Haywood from Major League versus the Duke from Major League versus Jack Parkman from Major League 2. And to quote you from earlier, I have the Duke winning because he, in fact, once threw at his own kid during a father-son game to become the ultimate dickhead.
Yeah. If it was a tobacco spitting contest, that's going to Clu Haywood.
That's Clu all day, yeah.
What a name, by the way.
Right?
What is that short for? What is that short for? Cluford? What is that?
Cluford. Cluford, the big dumb dog.
Yeah. Clue regard. What is that short for?
Oh my goodness. All right, my final dark match. I have Jose Ramirez versus Tim Anderson 2, the rematch.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jose's taking it again, and down goes Anderson one more time.
How many punches this time? Half a punch? He gets half a punch in and he still goes down?
I think he gives him the old 1-2.
Yeah.
He doesn't give him time to fall down for the second one.
He's going to see the one coming, the one haymaker coming. He's like, all right, you think it's going to be the right? No.
Yeah.
Left, then a right.
I think Jose goes southpaw on him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's his natural handedness? Do you know?
I don't know.
Well, no, he throws righty, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I would assume probably a righty.
I would assume righty since he's a switch hitter.
Yeah. All right. I got a couple of callbacks here already.
Okay.
First off, this is dumb. Why do we do this again? Well, I have the New York Yankees, the entire New York Yankees versus the UNLV Rebels in a Civil War Games match.
For fuck's sake.
And I have UNLV taking that one. I mean, they're football players. They're gigantic. There's also a larger roster.
I don't know. Aaron Judge gives you a pretty sizable advantage.
He can probably take on like 3 of them at a time.
And I think Cody Bellinger used to be a football player.
Yeah, I mean, they are the Yankees. So
and Stanton has those fucking guns for days.
Yeah, they're all like 9 feet taller than the rest of the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it'd definitely be a close one, but like, UNLV's got like 47 guys on the sideline or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how many guys are on a football team.
In NFL, it's 53.
53. Yeah, I knew it was an odd number. Yeah. So another one, again, the entire Texas Rangers.
Oh, no.
We have the Texas Rangers versus
no.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
And naturally, Walker, Texas Ranger takes that one too.
Oh, yeah. Roundhouse kicks every single one of them.
Yeah, just the entire team, one after another, video game style, like
Yeah.
one at a time.
Yeah.
They all come
Yep.
like a batting lineup. They
Yeah.
could just come one at a time,
And his partner
he just takes them down.
And his partner shows up just late.
Yeah. Okay.
Come to find out, the Rangers have him kidnapped in the dugout or something, and that's why Walker is like beating everybody up.
Yeah. He's tied up. Okay. So next one we have is the Philly Fanatic versus a fanatical Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the Philly
Ooh.
because it's a whole ass horse instead of just like a dude in a costume.
Oh. Okay. I was just thinking of a rabid Phillies fan.
Oh no, yeah,
I
no,
got you. I got
yeah,
you.
Philly with an F. Yeah, fanatical Philly, and it's fanatical, so it's like a little crazy. So far, 0-3 on the MLB side of my dark matches here.
Yeah.
What did you have? I still got a couple more
on the MLB side. I
yeah.
had all MLB winning.
Oh, okay.
Wade Boggs, the Rays, and Jose.
Gotcha.
But
okay.
I mean, I don't know if you count the Jose one because
Yeah, that was a split. Yeah, they're gonna make a comeback in the rest of my dark matches here. So next one, I got Randy Johnson, Flamethrower versus a flock of seagulls.
Yep.
The band, similar to the Rays thing, getting a revenge game here,
yeah.
but to kind of even it up a little bit because it's 1 on like 4. I don't know how many flock of seagulls members there are with that goofy haircut. Randy Johnson, he gets a bottomless bucket of baseballs at his disposal and a pitching screen.
Yeah.
So he's a little protected and he can hurl those, 90 whatever mile per hour bird exploders out of his left hand there. Yeah, so I had Johnson taking that one. I don't think Flock of Seagulls is going to put up much of a fight.
No.
Especially when you got heaters coming at you like that. Next one I got a Mike Trout-sized Trout versus a Trout-sized Mike Trout.
Uh-huh.
I had Mike Trout taking that one, the Trout-sized Mike Trout.
My brain hurts after that one.
I had to make sure I wrote it correctly. You know how many times I said that in my head?
Oh my God.
Prepping for this? Yeah.
A Trout-sized Mike Trout beating a Trout-sized Mike.
No, a Mike
Fuck me.
A Mike Trout-sized Trout versus a Trout-sized Mike Trout. So the Trout-sized Mike Trout beats the Mike Trout-sized Trout.
Sure. I'm glad that's a dark match.
Yeah, that would have been so hard to talk about. Yeah, so rainbow trout, about 15 inches, 10 pounds. So, a 15-inch Mike Trout, but it's just a trout.
You did
just big.
you did a model hand. You did like 2 feet.
That's not too. What did I do? Like
you
that?
were like a Mike.
It's somewhere in this region. Whatever. Yeah. They're not. They fluctuate. Rainbow trout. It's a pretty broad size. I don't know what I was trying to say. Range of fish sizes. Whatever. You'll like this one. Another callback to what we were talking about earlier. This is Mel Ott, Hall of Famer, versus your high school baseball coach, Kurt Malott.
Fantastic.
That one I had Mel Ott taking that one over.
I would hope so.
Over Coach Malott.
Coach Malott.
I couldn't remember how to spell his name. I spelled Mel Ott, and I was like, I don't know how to spell Malott without the. I don't know. It's like 2 L's, 2 T's.
I think so. Yeah. Or I think it's 2 T's, 1 L, or 2 L's, 1 T.
2 L's, 1 T. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't think he's listening. I don't know if I should say his name, but it doesn't make sense otherwise. It doesn't really matter. I don't think anybody's going to sue us over this one. And if so, come at us, Kurt. I don't know if I should challenge him. But anyway, that's the last one I had. The last dark match I had.
Oh, goodness.
Now we'll roll into the main card here. Now these are the broadcast fights here. You have an opener for us?
I do.
Get us off. Get us off.
I'm gonna not.
Go ahead and get us off, Bran.
I'm gonna go ahead and not do that. But that's your business, however you want. But I'm good. I'm good, my brother.
Do the smart thing and bring it off.
Anyways, in our opening contest this evening, we have Kerry Carpenter, outfielder for the Tigers, versus Cubs legend and closer Kerry Wood in a lumberjack match.
Okay.
With special guest ring announcer, Miss Carrie Underwood.
All right. Okay.
We got to try to put our bias aside because Kerry Carpenter holds a special place in my heart. No, wait. He holds a special place of disdain in my heart.
Yeah.
For
a dark corner.
Potentially
of the heart.
ruining Emmanuel Clase. Yeah. And I will forever hate that man.
Yeah.
I don't care if he ever plays for Cleveland. I will probably still always hate that man.
Yeah, he's not high on my list. I'll tell you that much.
He has a very punchable face. I hate his stupid headband.
He's one of those players. Even before the Clase thing last year,
I just hate it.
He's always been a thorn in the side of Cleveland as a whole. It's like since he started,
and I hate
this guy's batting like 220, and you're gonna let him win every fucking game for these guys.
And I hate the way he looks. I hate his dumb cleats. I hate everything about him.
Yeah.
I hate his helmet.
Yeah.
I hate his manager for putting him in the lineup. Mm-hmm. I hate his teammates for being his teammates. Mm-hmm. I hate everything about him. Okay. Anyways.
That said.
This is a lumberjack match. Or in my notes, lumberjack match.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. We got to figure out who the lumberjacks are. We should probably should we figure out who the lumbers are?
Who the lumbers are.
Who the lumbers are.
Which trees are going to be out there?
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah. We're putting trees out there.
Are these like Ents from Lord of the Rings, or are they just regular ass trees? We just got a regular ass pine out there and a maple. Couple of spruces in the corner.
We got a palm tree covering the ring for shade.
There you go. Yeah.
Because apparently this is an outdoor venue, I guess. I don't know.
So they uprooted a bunch of trees, parked them in the arena.
Yeah. So instead of a lumberjack match, it'll just be a lumber match.
It's just a lumber match, yeah. Maybe one guy named Jack. Like there's like Jack Lemmon is just in the middle.
Yeah.
He's poking out in the trees.
Or Jack Lime.
Jack Lime. I don't know who that is.
From Anchorman 2.
Oh.
He's the like rival newscaster. He calls him Jack Lame.
Oh,
and he gets so mad about that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. There's got to be a baseball player named Jack somewhere.
Jack Hanahan, former third baseman for
the Jack Hanahan.
Yeah. All right, he's one of our lumberjacks. You know what? It'll be a lumberjack match. No.
A lumber space jack match.
Yeah, it's nothing but lumbers and
lumber
jacks.
and jacks, yeah.
So we have Jack Hanahan out there.
Yeah.
We have Jack
Buck? Is that Joe Buck's dad?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Dig him out of the grave.
Okay.
Is he dead? I assume he's dead.
I would assume.
Joe Buck's pretty old.
Has to be. So we got Jack Hanahan, Jack Buck.
Jack Buck.
We doing Jack Black?
Why not?
Okay. We'll do one more. Jack the Ripper?
The Ripper. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Serial killer Jack Ripper. Jack Ripper. Yeah.
Mr. Ripper, come here, sir.
Oh, man. Jack Reacher.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was trying to think of baseball ones, but it's weird that there's not that many baseball jacks. Huh. I feel like we're missing somebody that's like obvious.
Probably.
How was the only baseball player we came up with Jack Hanahan? Jack Flaherty.
Oh, yeah.
I just went into Baseball Reference and just typed in Jack. And like none of the, I don't think I know any of these other than the ones I said. Huh, that's weird. You'd think there'd be more.
Anyways, let's get back to the topic at hand.
back to the thing. Kerry Wood and Kerry
Wood,
Carpenter
yes.
in a lumber, jack match.
Yes. Full of maples, pines, palm trees. Jack
couple of
Hanahan, Jack the
spruces.
Ripper, Jack Black.
Jack the Ripper, Jack Black, Jack Hanahan, and
We'll add Jack Flaherty for the baseball.
Jack Lemon.
Yeah, Jack Lemon.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
Is that a real name?
I don't know.
Like you said, now I've said Jack too many times. It doesn't sound like a real thing. Where are we?
With special guest ring announcer Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood, yes.
She's the one announcing the competitors to the ring.
Okay.
And then,
And she knows how to wield a Louisville Slugger.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yes, she does.
So,
anyways,
I really don't know who has the advantage in this.
I think Carrie Wood. I think the advantage lies with Carrie Wood.
You think so?
Yeah, because Carrie Wood's a closer. Got to have that closer mentality.
Yeah. What's the physical characteristics here? Because Kerry Carpenter's pretty tall.
All right, so
he's probably got the reach.
The tail of the tape.
Sure.
We've sure. It does not say. So that's fun.
Sure. I got Baseball Reference up. What's his name? Kerry Carpenter. Ooh, who's the Kerry? Oh, wait, we were thinking of Jax. Never mind. I was like, Kerry! No.
All right.
Who's the Kerry? No, it was Kelly. Kelly Shopik is who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Kelly Shopvac.
Why wasn't that his nickname?
I don't know.
Kelly the Shopvac Shopik? Oh, my God. It just writes itself.
Yeah.
All right, so Kerry Wood stands 6'5", 210.
Oh, 6'5". Wow. I didn't realize he was that tall.
He was a big dude.
Carpenter's 6'1", 220.
It's weird. They seem like they would be the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm taller than him. That's weird.
Yeah, that's wild, too. Yeah, that's crazy.
They both had that killer instinct. Wood's got the instinct of a closer, the killer instinct of a closer. Yeah. Kerry Carpenter's got the killer instinct of
pressure.
Hitting a 3-run home run against Emmanuel Clase that I will never forgive.
Yep. Here's 3 earned runs. I know you got 5 all year. Here's 3 more for you on one swing.
In one of the most important games of the year.
Yeah. Most important at bat of that guy's career.
Right.
He's like, yep, here's a 3-runner. But yeah, I think you're probably right. I think Wood probably has that. But I don't know. Pitchers,
Kerry Wood,
they don't tend to have much of the physicality. They're not like tremendous athletes outside of pitching.
And to be honest, Kerry Wood only has 63 saves. He spent most of his time as a starter.
Yeah.
But he's got the size advantage. I just think
as a starter, he might have the stamina. He'd have a little more stamina.
Obviously, this is my bias, but I just think Kerry Wood is tougher.
And he's got the size and the reach.
I just think he's got too much going for him to not win this match.
Yeah.
Carpenter maybe gets a lick or two, and he's
gonna put up a good run.
Kerry Carpenter strikes me as the guy that would brag about hitting a home run off Emmanuel Clase during this match.
Probably. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're going with Kerry Wood.
I think I'm going with Kerry Wood.
Yeah. He just looks like a guy who'd beat the shit out of you.
Right. He's got that tough guy goatee.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
I'm good with it
you
too.
Good?
Ding, ding.
I did that with 2 fingers for some reason. I don't know why. Doing the bunny ear ding ding over here.
Shut the hell up.
It was in quotes. Yeah. Ding ding.
If I don't know what I was gonna say.
You started out strong.
I know.
If okay.
No, never mind.
No? All right.
It's lost its luster at this point.
Yeah. Lost the timing on it. Here's a fun one. Not really a wrestling match, but it'll still be fun. This is kind of an American Gladiators style obstacle course situation. They're not going head to head, but they're kind of racing to get through this obstacle course, and we can kind of decide what the obstacles are. Competitors. We have a shoed Joe Jackson versus a shoeless Bo Jackson.
Oh my God.
Switching it up. They're switching roles here. American Gladiator style obstacle course. We got, quote, shoeless Joe Jackson, but in this case he does have shoes on, versus Bo Jackson, the 2-sport athlete, but he in fact is shoeless. I would think in any kind of contest, Bo Jackson would win if they were evenly matched. You know what I mean? Like, Joe Jackson was a good athlete, but he was no Bo Jackson. That dude was insane. His sprint speed was ridiculous. And also, like, he was just a crazy, like, beast of a human. So I think in any kind of competition, Bo Jackson's going to take it. Unless you take his shoes off. Then maybe he's like, I don't know. It's a little tougher. You can't really get a lot of speed. It's going to hurt going on any kind of rough terrain.
Mm-hmm. For that era, the dead ball era, that dude was a unicorn.
Yeah.
But the pitching back then was kind of butts.
That's true. But to slug 551 in the dead ball era, the dead ball area, that zone over there where the dead balls are.
Just that specific area.
Yeah, a lot of stolen bases. He had seasons with 41, 35 stolen bases each. I never realized like his best years were in Cleveland. He's most famous as a White Sox.
Yeah, he was in Cleveland a lot. Well, a lot. He just visited a lot.
Yeah, he was just there occasionally. Most of his career was there. Like his last 5 years, I think.
So Bo Jackson wasn't any taller than Joe Jackson, but he has a 20-pound advantage on him. That's
only 20?
Yeah.
Wow.
According to Baseball Reference, Joe Jackson was 6'1", 200. Bo Jackson 6'1", 220.
You're telling me Bo Jackson?
Bo Jackson was stocky. He was like a pit bull.
That's the same stats as Kerry Carpenter.
I know.
Kerry Carpenter is the same size as Bo Jackson.
Wait, really? No, that can't be right.
Crazy.
That seems that's
a little suspicious. Yeah, I mean maybe that was like when they first came to the professional baseball.
Could be, yeah.
So he was like in rookie ball. I don't know. That just seems small for a football player. I mean, was he a running back? I don't know.
Yeah, running back. According to Wiki, they list him as 6'1", 230.
Yeah, that's a little closer, yeah.
You said American Gladiator. Does that mean the gladiators are there? Is it gauntlet style?
Yeah, I'm imagining kind of like the gauntlet, except they're going head-to-head. They're going at the same time.
Two different obstacle courses or the same one?
I mean, yeah, they're going through the same obstacles, but kind of separate lines. They're not interacting themselves.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. It's not like chicken on the monkey bars, but there are monkey bars.
Oh, there are monkey bars. Okay.
Yeah, they got to climb across. Maybe a rock wall or something like that. I feel like there has to be something where they have to, somewhere where their feet are involved to make the shoes matter.
Oh, you could do the, we did it all the time during my baseball years. The floor ladder thing you put on the ground and you like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something. Or like, some sort of balancing thing, like a balance beam kind of deal. And if you fall off, it just slows you down because you got to kind of go the long way around. Mm-hmm. Something like that. And then the tennis ball cannon.
The whole time?
Yeah.
The whole time they're doing it? Okay. I'm not going to lie, Ty. I think you picked the wrong guy to not have shoes. I don't think shoes matter to Bo Jackson at all. I think he's going through this thing in record time because that dude was a prototype.
Yeah.
That guy was a freak of nature made in a lab. He's one of those guys that's like, obviously dual sport athlete.
Yeah.
Guy played running back in the fucking 80s. That's when they were literally trying to murder each other.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
And injuries, of course, killed his career. Could have been one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Then he just comes to baseball and it's just, I'm just going to hit stacks on stacks of home runs in a short amount of time. 141 home runs, over 2,000 at-bats. I mean, that's all right. That's not bad.
Yeah. He averaged 5 point yards, or 5 point yards, 5.4 yards per carry. And like you said, you basically, like if you weren't murdered on the field, that was an easy day for you. So yeah, I get you there. Maybe we just need more foot-based obstacles to make it tough.
All right, we putting the tires down?
You ever watch American Ninja Warrior? Mm-hmm. There's like water underneath them or something, and they have to like there's like the kind of 45-degree kind of walls, but they have to kind of bounce back and forth. Maybe something like that.
Okay.
I feel like that might be a little tougher without shoes.
That would be it. There's no grip. Less grip without shoes.
His feet are probably a little sweaty though, so he might still have a little bit, but not quite as much as having a nice pair of sneaks.
Okay, I think we found the one thing that might be able to hold him up.
I mean, Joe Jackson was pretty speedy, although Bo was like an Olympic sprinter almost.
Right, and
like,
here's the thing.
What did I say? What did I say?
The obstacle course that's going to be set up is going to blow Joe Jackson's mind.
I didn't think about that.
Because he's going to be like, what are all these weird doo-ha gadget things? Like doodads. Doodads. Doo-ha. Doo-ha.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be confused by a lot of that.
Unless he's told how to do it beforehand, I don't know if he'll know how to do it. And even if he is told beforehand how to do it, he's not going to know how to do it well, no matter what the obstacle is.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like even if, Bo, you think Bo would know how to do the obstacles going into it?
Yes.
But like if he had never seen them before, you think he's clicking on American Gladiators like on his weekends, on his Monday.
Knowing Bo, he
day.
probably tried out to be like one of the gladiators.
He wanted to be Gemini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I wanted to be the token black guy on the show.
Yeah, I think you're right. Prime Bo Jackson is just a monster.
Freak of nature. Just insane.
I think in the in-between zones, like Bo would probably catch up. Any ground that he would kind of lose on the specific obstacles because he doesn't have shoes, he's going to make up ground in between because he's so speedy.
Yeah.
And then I think the environment is going to throw Joe off, and then he might, try to buy a victory. But we all know how that went the first time. Or I guess, no, he didn't try to buy a victory. I got my cheaters wrong. But anyway, so I think you're right. He had a 4:12 40-yard dash. That's ridiculous. And he's the only, I didn't confirm this anywhere else other than Wikipedia, but he's the only pro athlete to be an all-star in 2 major North American sports. Mm-hmm. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, we good with that? We good with Bo?
I think Bo is just too athletic.
Shoeless Bo Jackson takes this one. Right?
Yes. Ding, ding. Okay. In my cool-down match before the main event, I have a 4-on-4 match.
All right. It's going to be a long episode.
Yep.
We're buckle up, everybody.
It's all right.
We got another 40 minutes coming at you.
I have former outfielder for the Giants, Angels, Twins, etc., Chili Davis.
Okay. Is this food related?
Just listen.
All right, go ahead.
If Chili Davis, Pepper Leach, the assistant coach from Major League.
Yep.
Herb Washington. He played for the A's in the 70s.
Yeah.
And then I have Lloyd Pepper Bissett. He was a Negro League catcher.
Okay.
Versus the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
So who was it again? You had
Chili Davis.
Chili Davis.
He was former outfielder for Giants, Angels, Twins, Yankees, whatever. Pepper Leach, the bench coach for the Major League. Herb Washington. So what's interesting about Herb Washington is he was basically a designated pinch runner for the A's in the 70s. Okay. And he holds the very unique distinction of never batting or fielding in a game. They literally held a roster spot so he could steal bases and run the bases.
Okay, that makes sense.
He was basically the 70s Terrence Gore. Do you remember Terrence Gore?
No.
He played for the Royals. And he played for some other teams, but he was mainly for the Royals. And when the Royals were World Series contenders during that stretch, he was always on the team as the guy that was always going to steal a base.
Yeah.
And this is before all the rule changes and stuff. Every time he was on base, it was guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I remember Cleveland threw him out one time in a very pivotal game, and it was like the coolest thing ever because that guy never gets thrown out.
Yeah.
Because he's like little.
Like Altuve small or smaller?
I don't think quite that small. Well, maybe. I don't know. He's not much bigger, but he's a little bigger than Altuve. So Altuve's got the weight on him. He's 167 pounds, 5'6", 167. Terrence Gore was 5'7", 160.
Jesus.
Anyway, I like that. then you got some speed advantage on their team.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Pepper Bissett, he was a catcher in the Negro League for the Birmingham Barons.
Okay.
So
he's probably going to be like your kind of the point guard of the team.
Yeah, he once famous or the jokester, because you'll understand why.
Oh, okay.
So like he famously caught a game while sitting on a rocking chair, but it was as a joke. Like it wasn't because he was like old or didn't feel like catching. It was as a joke, and it became like a bit, and he would do it more often.
Yeah,
because
they used to do that a lot in the Negro Leagues.
Because it was a hit.
Yeah,
and it was like kind of before it was Savannah baseball, versus obviously the entire 4 members of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Jeez. Yeah. You got any stats on them?
No. Well, I mean, I could. I mean, I'm sure.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
Any other stipulations to this match, or is it just a 4-on-4 brawl? Or
I was just gonna say at least 30% cocaine.
Yeah, probably.
No, this is just. Well, I don't. Do you want it to be a lumberjack? Not a lumberjack. I got lumber on my mind.
Yeah. I got my mind on my lumber.
I knew. I was about to say the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
My mind on my lumber. I don't know if you want to do this as like a tornado tag or traditional tag. I'm kind of thinking tornado because it'll be quicker.
Probably the best way to do it.
It'll be kind of be like our Def Leppard versus a Def Leppard match.
Yeah, I don't know the members of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's 4 guys.
There's 4 guys, and the one's Flea.
Oh, that's right.
There's Flea. Yeah. He's the insane one. He's the total wild card of the team.
Yeah. The drummer's the guy that looks like Will Ferrell, right?
Yeah. Chad Smith. Just Chad Smith.
Yeah, what a boring name. It's like who's the pitcher for the White Sox today? Steve Smith or something? Not Steve.
No. Shane.
Shane Smith, yeah. And that's the guy that almost no-hit him for 6 innings.
All right.
Or did no-hit him for 6 innings, I think.
Oh, darn it. All right, so you got Anthony Kiedis. I don't know. I don't listen to this band, so I apologize to all my Pepper fans.
The Pepperheads.
Anthony Kiedis, vocals. Flea was on bass. John Frusciante. Chad Smith was on the drums. Flea's the insane one. Anthony Kiedis, whatever, he's the one that has like the weird caterpillar mustache.
Yeah. Wikipedia says Kiedis.
Kiedis? Okay. Well, again, sorry, Pepperheads. Red Hot Pepperheads.
Yeah.
I had chicken curry the other day.
You had what?
I had authentic chicken curry the other day.
Chicken curry.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Ash made it for me.
Yeah, I was going to say it was probably Ash.
A little parting gift.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That's cool.
I instantly choked when I took my first bite because it was so hot. But
yeah.
And he didn't even make it hot. He's like, yeah, that's not
I feel like that's usually what happens.
He's
it's
like,
yeah, this is like a mild
0 heat in my
this is vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so a whole bunch of cocaine versus 3 world-class athletes, and then, a bench coach or a pitching coach or whatever he is.
Starting to come together, Pepper. Starting to come together.
Is he the guy with the glasses?
Yeah.
The Dale Gribbles?
He's the only other coach you see in
it's about the
movie.
only guy, yeah. Yeah.
All right, Pepper Bissett, catcher. 6'3", 225. So we got big boy.
Ooh, he's pretty.
We got big guy.
He's a dude.
Yeah. Not a great ball player. Got a negative .7 WAR. Not great. 8 home runs in his career. Only 620 at bats, but that doesn't matter. The tail of the tape, 6'3", 225. Then you have Chili Davis and Herb Washington. Chili Davis was an all-star, but a little bit bigger than Herb. Same kind of player. Both have the speed, but Chili Davis is a little bit more athletic.
Uh-huh.
So he's kind of like the Flash on this team.
Yeah, he's the speedy guy. Coach Leach. Maybe he's more of the point guard since he's an old man.
And Chili Davis is 6'3", 195, so he's not a small guy by any means.
Okay.
And he's that athletic. He was actually the first ball player born in Jamaica to appear in the majors.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he called Chili?
Good question. Let me see.
Is it chili like ILI?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he made a good pot, or it was something to do with peppers.
He apparently got the nickname chili when a bad haircut in 6th grade prompted a friend to ask, "How'd the barber cut your hair? With a chili bowl?"
Okay.
I guess that.
All right. That's interesting.
Yeah, his father gave him a particularly poor bowl cut.
That's funny. Yeah, so we got some solid athletes, and then Coach Leach.
He's probably just the brains behind the operation.
Yeah,
you gotta have
he's
somebody.
calling the
Yeah,
shots.
you gotta have somebody coach these athletes.
Yeah. So is it one fall then?
One fall. Yes,
Okay.
it's not elimination because
Yeah.
we're gonna be here for 3 hours.
Yeah. You think they like kind of target Pepper Leach because he's kind of the weak link of the team?
I think
Maybe
that's.
he's the brains, but you got a couple of bruisers around him.
I think that's their plan. But Flea is so insane. He goes off.
Yeah, they're gonna go crazy.
He just does.
I think I'm gonna take on this the catcher.
Oh,
I thought
yeah,
he was pretty
Pepper?
big. Yeah,
225.
yeah, a couple of 6-footers. Yeah, even if he's coked up, I don't think he's. Is usually for whatever reason, musicians always seem like they end up smaller than you'd think they'd be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the only one I can think of right now. I don't know if you know who Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, kind of an alternative guy. I went to see one of his shows, and he hops down into the crowd every once in a while and walks around with his microphone. That guy, I swear, came up to my belly button. He was tiny. It's like, that's a real person? He's up on the stage, and he looks like he's my height. And then he hops down, and I'm like, where'd you go? I touched him. I got like one finger on his shoulder. I was
There
like,
you go.
That's cool.
There you go.
He walked like right in front of me. It was cool. But anyway, yeah, he's a small dude.
So Flea is actually 5'6".
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
that's about what I expected.
What was his name?
The John, whatever his last name is, guitarist guy, John Frusciante.
Mm-hmm.
He's 5'8", so also not a giant. What was the other guy's name? Chad Smith.
Chad Smith.
He's 6'3".
Just like Will. Will's a big guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
So,
I mean,
So Herb Washington, his career stats, -.5 WAR, 33 runs, 31 stolen bases. That's it. That's his career. 0 at-bats, 0 hits, 0 home runs, 0 BA, 0 everything.
that's funny that he would have a negative WAR if he didn't have any at bats.
It probably has to do with, I'm sure, it doesn't say caught stealing. I'm sure that probably contributes to it.
Yeah, but you'd think if a guy that was the only role he played, you'd think he'd be good enough to steal enough bases to have a positive WAR. Like maybe
Or at least break even.
yeah, you'd think.
All right, so
anyway.
what's interesting about this match is, in a weird way, so all these guys are baseball players. They know how to work in a team. The band, they're a team too. They all know they have a job to do.
They have a rhythm. I'd say even more so because they've actually played together so long.
Right.
These other guys are just thrown together.
Correct.
Different eras. One's a coach.
Problem is, again,
One's a fictional character.
correct. But the problem is, Flea is still such a wild card in this match because he's literally insane. I don't know if he's literally insane, but he just comes across as he's literally
he's
insane.
a wild man. Yeah.
And I feel like the Peppers have been in a fight or two.
Yeah,
But-
those old school guys.
But these guys are all these players are old school guys too. You know, they fought during games too.
Oh, you meant the Chili Peppers.
Yes.
When you said the Peppers, I thought you were talking about the Peppers on the other side.
No,
I got you. Yeah. Yeah, they've probably been in a couple of bar brawls. They've been on the Bears Den side of the tussle. Screw you, fucking jocks. I don't know why they were 87 years old in that fight, but
Yeah.
on the other side is what I was saying. Those old school ball players, they knew how to handle themselves.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, probably just because of the craze factor.
Because if we're going 1v1 here, we'll put Chad Smith against Pepper Bissett. Chad probably takes that one.
Probably big on big.
Yeah. Then you have Herb Washington versus Flea. I think Herb takes that because
You think so?
he's got the size advantage. Herb is actually 6 feet even. 6 foot even, 170, whereas Flea's 5'6". I don't know what he weighs, but
Yeah, but we said the crazy factor.
the crazy factor that's in there.
He's got the speed too.
Yeah. And then Anthony Kiedis is 5'9". I guess we could put him up against Chili Davis. I think Chili takes that one.
The back end of the Chili Peppers is a little lacking,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
We also got Coach Leach.
But whoever
who's,
takes
not
on
really adding
yeah,
much at
whoever
all.
whoever takes on Leach,
Yeah,
that's an automatic
You'd
win.
almost want them to, because he's probably not going to get involved all that much. Like we said, he's kind of calling the shots.
But he's
calling plays. But I think you almost have the last two Chili Peppers kind of double teaming.
I think Chili Davis is getting double teamed because he's the best one.
Double team. So I think he's getting taken out there, and now it's
Herb
and Coach Leach are the last two basically standing once they get the two big guys out of the way.
Yeah.
And now it's basically 3 on 2.
And I think they're just swarming it. And Herb can't do anything but just run around.
Yeah. He can maybe throw a couple of haymakers. But
maybe
he's
his
not gonna
negative
do a
war
whole lot.
becomes from like losing a fight in a game or something. I don't know.
Yeah. He's gonna try to like Aaron Bourne them and just like be speedy and quick and try to get out of the way. But he's probably too big for that.
Evan Bourne them.
What did I say?
Aaron.
Who's Aaron Bourne?
I don't know.
I don't know. Evan Bourne's nephew, Aaron. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know who Aaron Bourne is.
I don't either. I really don't.
Maybe I was mixing him up with Aaron Boone.
Maybe.
I don't know. Can you imagine a combination of Evan Bourne and Aaron Boone?
Yes.
That'd be not a very good person. I don't think I would like that guy. Just a smaller, quicker Aaron Boone.
All right. I
Anyway.
think for as athletic as the baseball side is, I think the Peppers are taking them down.
Yeah, I think the cohesion of the Chili Peppers, of a rock band, you really have to be on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
And sometimes in baseball, sometimes you just don't have chemistry. Maybe this
Like
specific 4 group of guys, they don't have the chemistry needed to win this match.
Yeah, we got like 4 different eras, maybe 3 different eras of baseball players.
Whereas the band would probably literally die for each other. So I think that gives them the edge. I think they take this match.
Yeah, they've spent their entire career together.
Right.
Yeah, I think you were on.
All right. So the winner of this match, Red Hot Chili
Really
Peppers.
hot Chili Peppers.
Ding.
Redle hot.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers. Ding, ding.
That was a heck of a cool down. The world's largest cool down match. But here we are. We knew it was going to be a long one. Here's your main event. And we got a comeback. We got a guy who's making his second appearance for the night. On one side, we have Josh Naylor, formerly of the Guardians, R.I.P. He's not dead, but you know what I mean.
Our little swamp monster.
Yeah. Current Diamondbacks first baseman. James Wood of the Nationals, and your buddy Kerry Carpenter.
Oh my God! I just got that. Okay.
What, the pun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus Adam Driver, MC Hammer, and Colonel Sanders.
Huh?
In a Hardware Havoc match.
For Christ's sake.
It's main event time.
It's set on the set of Tool Time.
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
With special referee. With a special referee. Jesus, I almost said it again. Special referee Al Borland.
I don't think so, Tim.
With guest commentators on the mic tonight with Michael Cole over there. We have Hacksaw Jim Duggan and David Spade. Motormouth David Spade. He's perfect on the mic. So that's it. That's who we got. We got Josh Naylor, James Wood, Kerry Carpenter, Tigers outfielder who we've already discussed, who apparently was the same height and weight as Bo Jackson, which I still can't believe, versus actor extraordinaire Adam Driver, MC Hammer, and this is a young Colonel Sanders. This is prime Colonel Sanders. Now, let me give you a rundown. Adam Driver is an actor. He played Kylo Ren in the Star Wars, the new trilogy. He was in that movie 65 with the dinosaurs, where he was like more of an action movie guy.
I just watched that a few weeks ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Black Klansman has been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Those were more of like the physical things that he was in. MC Hammer, if you don't know him, I don't know who you are. You'd been under a rock for the entire existence of.
Stop.
Yep, famous for the hammer dance. Got some moves. Can't touch this. And then Harland Sanders. Harland is his name. Colonel Harland Sanders, Kentucky Colonel, founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken. This is a young version when he's like in like his 30s maybe. He was kind of a rough country boy. Got in a lot of fights as a youth. He enlisted in the Army at 16. Lied about his age to get into the Army. He worked as a steam engine fireman for many years. You know what that is?
That's weirdly specific.
That's the people that load the coal in the steam engine. It's crazy. He did that for like years. You gotta be freaking strong to do that shit all that time, and tough dealing with all that heat. He had a career in law, but it was derailed after getting into a brawl with his client.
There you go.
So
yeah, that'll do it.
That kind of ended.
You imagine being a lawyer, getting in a fight with your client, and you're like, I think I'm just gonna make chicken now.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it was.
And be the most popular chicken guy ever.
Nobody's beating that guy. And then he was also involved in a shootout with the primary competitor to his first chicken stand. It was actually like a gas or like a service station that he owned, and then he also had a restaurant attached, or like he served food there.
Okay.
And then he kind of turned it into a restaurant. And then there was a competitor in town that was also trying to do fried chicken. Sanders had signs up. It's like, this way to get your fried chicken, whatever. And this other guy was like, fuck that, painted over the signs. Because that was just legal back then. You could just like fuck up somebody else's signs. And then our boy Harland went out there with a gun for some reason, was like, fuck you. And then there was like a shootout. His friend died. I don't think it was a friend. It was like a guy that
Are we sure?
also worked there. It was like a whole thing.
Are we sure Colonel Sanders actually wasn't a time traveler from the old frontier?
He basically was. The guy's, if you see young photos of him, he looks like freaking Teddy Roosevelt. He basically is the same type of guy.
All right, so we have Driver, Sanders, and
MC Hammer.
MC Hammer
versus Naylor, James Wood, and Kerry Carpenter.
Okay, I'm giving the edge to whoever's on Sanders' team.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. But you have
got
the weak links of MC Hammer. Adam Driver, he's like a fit dude, but like, I don't know if he's a fighter.
And Naylor is the psychopath of the team.
Yeah,
he's a lovable psychopath.
He literally will just like headbutt literally anything that's in front of him.
James Wood, I feel like, could be a football player for sure.
That dude's big, yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, special guest referee who?
Al Borland.
Okay. So he's calling that right down the middle.
The flannel man. Yep, he is absolutely by the book.
Who's the announcers?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan and David Spade.
For no reason.
Well, they're still punnily involved.
I know, but damn. What a crew. Imagine those conversations.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man.
Oh! That's it. That's all he contributes.
He'd be like, oh, and David would be like, I miss Chris Farley. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
Housekeeping. Oh, God.
I came on that show when John Ritter died.
Yeah. Deep cut there.
The hell was that show called?
8 Simple Rules.
Oh, yeah. 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter.
That's the second reference to John Ritter today, too.
Yeah, it is.
Who would have thought that would happen? Yeah, so I think early on, I feel like Team MLB is probably going to have the edge early on. They're probably going to underestimate the guys on the other side. Because you got Adam Driver, who's like not really like an athlete. He's like built pretty well because he's an actor.
I think for an actor, he's pretty athletic, though.
Yeah. He's definitely, he's done some action movies, so you got to have some physicality there. MC Hammer, he's got, some moves, but I don't know that he's much of a fighter. And then they're probably going to underestimate Sanders because he just looks like Teddy Roosevelt. So like, he doesn't really look like much of a threat, but he's got like farm boy strength. He's like built like me, but he can bench like 320.
Yeah, man. Okay, this is gonna sound bad. Is this just traded for Josh Haler from Hailstorm? Is this Cleveland just trading for Josh Naylor, or last year fat Josh Naylor? If it's fat Naylor, that stamina runs out quick.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is like second half of 2023 Josh Naylor, where he was like the best hitter in baseball for like 2 months.
All right, where he headbutted his manager.
Yeah.
Well, last year he beat himself over the head with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So the year before, that was when he headbutted Tito and then like chucked his helmet in the dugout when he hit a home run. So that was full-blown psychopath mode.
It was like 3 eighth innings in a row. Just absolute game record, Josh Naylor.
And so that's Rampage, Josh Rampage Naylor.
Yeah, that was probably like his best 3 months of baseball he's ever played.
Yeah.
And then, James Wood, who's 6'5".
I'm thinking Bo Naylor gets involved because he's his brother. He interferes here.
I have some other...
of course you do.
We have some other wrinkles.
Why not have more shit to think about during this match?
You're throwing somebody in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is also tornado tag kind of thing, one fall. It's just on the set of Tool Time. But it is...
I forgot about that part.
You can use the equipment around you, but they've removed all the sharp edges, so we're not bludgeoning anybody.
Okay.
This isn't a death match now.
Who put all this stuff together? That really matters.
Yeah, I mean, it's the set of Tool Time.
So the production crew or Tim?
You have to play it as it lies. You don't know. Okay. You don't know if it was set up by Al or it was Tim was tinkering.
Well, I don't think Al put it because he's a straight man. He's not going to put anything in the match because he doesn't want to feel directly responsible for any potential outcome.
Yeah.
So he had no involvement in the set.
I don't think they were necessarily setting stuff up. I think it's just like whatever's on the sound stage for Tool Time already.
All right.
Yeah. They got that saw where they bend it and they got the construction crew band playing on the jugs.
You quite literally just beat me to that. I was thinking of how to bring them in. I was going to say the construction crew band is just playing in the background during the match.
Yeah.
Kind of like Civil War style where you just have the random drummer just drumming while people are just getting murdered around them.
Yeah, guys' arms and legs are getting blown off by cannon fire and you're just...
Hey, you think maybe I could have one of those rifles from the dead guy? No. You play that snare and you play it with honor.
Oh, man.
Can I at least...
Who's got that tiny flute? Come on.
Can I at least throw my drum or drumstick at somebody? No.
No.
You will
That's
play...
not the honorable way to do it.
You will play unbeat, even in death.
Yeah. 4/4 time until you die. So they're just going for it.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Beating those jugs, wailing on that harmonica in the background. Do you want to like match people up again? That might be a little easier. You think Adam Driver has kind of a lunatic side?
I'd put him against Kerry Carpenter.
Okay. I was thinking Hammer against Carpenter because he's probably like the weak link of that team. Because I think James Wood's got the size.
Oh, yeah.
Naylor's the psycho.
Obviously, the marquee matchup is Sanders versus Naylor there.
Yeah.
So Sanders, Naylor, then we got Driver and Carpenter, and then we have...
Well, I was thinking
Carpenter and Hammer, and then Wood and...
Driver. Yeah.
I think Wood takes out Driver.
Yeah. I think Hammer doesn't stand a chance with anybody, so he's probably the first one to go to the weapons.
I don't know, man.
I feel like he just doesn't have. He's not an athlete. He's a dancer. He's got the footwork.
I think his big parachute pants probably get in the way too.
That's true. They're gonna get snagged.
Although
on like
I feel like they could. I feel like they. I feel like they could be a distraction though.
Yeah,
they could be a little distracting.
Yeah. Suddenly like you're going for like one of those big holds where they lock arms in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
One of those or the hand thing. But he just goes.
I think MC
sideways,
Hammer realizes he's at a disadvantage, so he's gonna grab something from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's going to the weapons first.
I think he's going to like a modified shop vac or some shit. And I think that's one of the things that Tim put together because he put like a 4-speed engine on it or something. And turns on, as soon as he turns it on, electrocutes him.
Yeah. So he
doesn't die. He's just
like
incapacitated,
severely injured. Like his hands don't want to work. Yes. He can't grip anything anymore.
So he's like, no, I got to go on tour. I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Driver's kind of out of commission for now. MC Hammer, he already packed his bags. He's gone.
Tim Allen, notably a big Red Wings fan. So there's a signed hockey stick in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Naylor grew up in Canada, from Toronto.
Mm-hmm. Knows how to handle a hockey stick. Do you think Naylor's psychopathy will get in his way in this one? Sanders might be a little more calculating. Naylor's probably going to underestimate him, too, because he looks like an accountant. Sanders has that farm boy strength.
I don't think
classic.
I don't think right away. I think it's pretty dead heat.
Mm-hmm.
But I think ultimately Josh makes just one tiny little mistake where Sanders is like, "Gotcha, bitch."
Yeah, Naylor, I think early on maybe has him, but then he kind of just stands up. He's got that fireman shoveling cold durability. He's like, you can't keep me down with no hockey stick. And he just keeps on getting up. But then James Wood and Kerry Carpenter, once they've kind of gotten rid of their guys, they come in. Now it's 3-on-1.
So we determined that nobody's going to die in this match, right?
Yeah, it's not a death match.
So here's what I'm thinking. Naylor's going ham with the hockey stick, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's, winning the match for his team.
Yeah.
Sanders finds a nail gun, one of those high-powered ones. Takes a chance on it being a faulty one. I'm reaching here. Okay,
yeah.
Hear me out. Does the old Olay kind of action movie spin move thing because he was in a duel apparently, or shootout. Starts firing that thing. It's so high powered from being souped up that it basically knocks. It's so dumb. I don't know where I'm going here. Naylor goes up to one final blow or something, and it's up in the air, and Sanders is like, "Gotcha!" Like the new Halloween.
Yeah.
From when she was shooting him. Gotcha. Shoots the nail gun. So high powered, shoots it out of his hand, just nails to the wall. Just gets nailed to the wall, so it's deemed useless now.
Yeah, hockey sticks up in the air.
So his main weapon is gone. Now he's got to use his fists.
Yeah, and then
his head.
Sanders starts to make his comeback. He starts to kind of rally, and then that's when James Wood comes from behind. Yeah, now it's 3-on-1. It's just kind of a beat down. It's just a matter of time before they get the pin, and then little do we know, Colonel Sanders is actually in a stable with the tag team of Dion and Barry Sanders, the Sanders trio. So we got it's a hardware havoc. There are no rules in there. So Dion and Barry come in, and now you got some world-class athletes coming in to even it up. They gotta help their buddy Harland out.
Fuck me, man.
So they come in and they just knock the crap out of Kerry Carpenter. He's already kind of winded from his first match tonight. So he's out. They take him out. They put him headfirst in a trash can. He's done. They're taking on James Wood too. He's beaten up too, but he's got the size advantage. So they're going to try to double team him, but Naylor's trying to get in there too, just trying to get Harlan rested up so he can come back. And then, oh shit, here's another one. You got to even it back up. We got Nathaniel Lowe, also of the Nationals, and J.P. Sears, left-handed pitcher for the A's, coming out to help Team MLB. So they come out, they start handling Dion and Barry. They're scuffling, 2-on-2, and they rough them up and take them out, and then they kind of scuffle out of the arena, and then they're gone.
So it's back to the normal. It's back to the normal match then.
Yeah, and those two guys actually sponsored the match, Nathaniel Lowe and J.P. Sears. They provided a lot of the equipment tonight, so just a shout out to them. But anyway, so now James Woods, he's beaten up. He's a little roughed up. He's kind of over hanging out with Adam Driver in the corner, trying to catch his breath. Naylor's a little worse for wear. Carpenter's out of commission. He's head first in a trash can, and now it's back to just
he's head first in a trash can.
It's back to just Josh Naylor, beating up Josh Naylor and beating up Colonel Harlan Sanders.
Oof.
Comes down to this.
So this is prime Sanders. What's the age you thinking of?
I'm thinking he's like 30.
So a little bit older than Naylor. I have no idea where to go.
Size-wise, they're probably pretty even. Naylor's probably got a little more muscle on him, but Sanders probably he's got that farmer strength. So I don't know if the size really matters too much. Height-wise, they're pretty even. You got basically a psychopath versus a guy who just loves to fight. Guy that's got a mean streak in him.
Little do we know, Sanders got a secret weapon hidden in one of the cabinets in the studio there.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Pulls out a big old bucket of chicken.
Yeah. 7 herbs and spices.
That smell.
12 or how many herbs and spices is it? I think it's 12. It's 12, right?
Yeah, sure.
11. It's 11. That's what it is. 11 herbs and spices.
Okay. That's where the smarts of him come in.
Yeah.
He pulls out the bucket of chicken.
Here's 11 herbs and spices right in your face.
Hey, why are we fighting? Here's my peace offering.
Yeah.
Naylor. It's middle Naylor. Maybe he's like, maybe this is where he goes off the rail a little bit and starts to turn into fat Naylor.
Okay. This is where it started.
This is where it started in the studio of Tool Time. You know, they're sharing. They're cheersing a drum.
Yeah.
Right.
Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers comes out and is like, now that's a drumstick.
And then leaves.
Yeah, that's it.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, he takes it out.
Flea's still running around doing whatever.
Yeah.
Just like running. Just running. That's it. Just running.
Yeah.
And
he's up on the stand like where Sting always was. He's just running up there.
Meanwhile, they cheers a drumstick. And they're like, why were we fighting again?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Sanders says something prophetic or whatever. Slowly walks around, grabs an extension cord, right around Naylor's neck. Doesn't kill him. Right around the neck, extension cord, one that Al put there, so it's good. It's a good heavy duty.
Uh-huh.
Naylor passes out. 1, 2, 3 pin. He's out. That's the secret.
I feel like I took a dark turn.
He's a dark man.
Yeah. I mean, he did. He's a pretty rough guy.
Like I said, that's the one mistake Naylor makes in the match, and Sanders is seasoned enough to take advantage of that.
Yeah,
he went full mobster for no reason, but it's okay.
He definitely did. I mean, at least it was an extension cord instead of like piano wire.
You break my heart.
What was that?
That was my attempt at an Italian mobster.
You break my heart.
Instead, I went Mario mobster.
Yeah. Okay. Colonel Sanders chokes out Josh Naylor for the win.
Yes.
Yeah. I did not expect that ending to this match, but I'm okay with it.
Cool.
You heard it here first. Ding, ding. And that's our show. We hope you enjoyed it as much as Josh Naylor loves the Colonel's chicken for some reason. And you can pay that love forward by sharing this podcast with friends, family, baseball fans, Fran Drescher, baseball fans. Yeah. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get podcasts. Ooh, Apple. We're on Apple now. So don't forget to subscribe on your platform of choice so you never miss a new episode. You can give us a rating, leave us a review. That really helps us get seen out there. The best way to spread the word is just telling somebody you know. Maybe pop it up on the car. Pop it up. Maybe pull it up in the car on the way to a ball game is what I was trying to say. Just pop it up. Just hit a little pop up. That's the podcast.
Make sure you call it first.
Yeah, you got to call it. You can like us on Facebook and follow us at CCWisepod on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and Twitter. You can follow me on just about everything at Tyler_W. Where can everybody find you out there?
You can find me on Twitter at BWise23. I'm on Instagram at NotTheFakeBW. And then I'm also on TikTok at NotTheFakeBrandonWise. So join us in a couple weeks and we'll have a fresh episode of Counterclockwise.
And stay Broden. Do they have a rival?
They do now.
Heidelberg.
Heidelberg.
Zoidberg. That's terrible.